NBA or the NFL?
NBA. Shit, that's what's gonna be on in about an hour.
I know.
About that. Did y'all see what Kareem had said about the doggone? We're gonna talk about that.
Whether he thought they didn't have enough to win, and now they're a game away from winning.
With this team, and I mean, you got to count them too. Like,
quick at the trigger, quick at the trigger.
This team right here. Oh no, hell no, they ain't win nothing. They ain't win nothing. This team.
And now look, and the only thing, because I got to ride for my man Kareem, I will defend him for one thing, is that if Kevin Durant's foot was 6 inches back, he would have been right. I know the sugar would have cut us.
Right.
I mean, that's the whole thing.
If Trae Young didn't roll his ankle, done by a ref, Atlanta probably.
Coach ain't trying to hear that.
They still losing that. They still losing that.
They were gonna beat them anyhow.
Yeah, they still losing that game. But I mean, Durant literally locked down a shot that, I mean, granted, I know Irving, y'all know, like 6 inches of a foot change can change a shot because but
pretty much.
I mean, so I'm not saying he would have been automatic if his foot was back 6 inches, but I mean, that's one of those things when you see a shot like that, you go, oh, it must be destined for the BUCS. Destiny must be playing now. What's going on, Tom?
Tom, you working on Friday? Megan and I want to just be old.
Yeah, okay, we got old on Friday, and you ain't. I know Coach gonna see his Snake Eyes, a G.I. Joe origin story, because he loved G.I. Joe 1 so much.
Damn skippy.
He loved G.I. Joe 1 with Marlon Wayans in the super suits. That was
Coach's shit there.
Coach loves it.
1, not the second one, right?
Nah, he mean 1.
I went crazy how they killed the main character in 2.
And it was so easy.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to make sure y'all didn't remember that trash ass 1. That's why they killed them so easily.
It was like, all right, Channing Tatum, let's go. 2 minutes.
Wait a minute, though, Jay. That's another great movie by The Rock.
Don't do that.
G.I. Joe 2?
Don't do that.
Look here. That you've just proven my case even more.
Hey, I'm gonna holler at y'all next week.
Roadblock.
Hold on, Irv, but come on, Irv.
Roadblock the bomb in G.I. Joe 2.
Look here, Irv. You probably heard the conversation about The Rock versus Arnold, and these cats is taking The Rock. They taking Rock like it's made in stone. I said, what?
What Arnold got but Kindergarten Cop?
Call, so you better stop it.
What's the movie with Sinbad?
We got
I need the Turbo Man. Turbo Man.
Jingle all the way.
1,
Jingle
Terminator
all the way.
2.
Oh,
We got 1. We got 2.
Come on,
Last Action Hero, True Lies, Kindergarten Cop, Total Recall. Come on, man, Irv.
The last 17 Terminators that failed. Go ahead, keep going.
Oh, you want to keep going from that?
No.
Name 6 Rock films that can match any of those.
Jungle Cruise coming July 30th.
Yeah. Right. Hey, Irv must be in the pocket, bro. Irv in the pocket. He promoted the movie. He said he gave it a thumbs up.
Yeah, that's a definite Emmy winner there. Jungle Cruise, or I should say Academy Award winner. Jungle Cruise.
Irv getting to that money. He said, yeah, Jungle Cruise, Disney.
Jumanji 2, 3, 4, and 5 coming soon.
I know.
Hey, Irv, they better sponsor Irv, man. Irv out here doing work for them.
Hey, Kevin Hart, hit me up.
Wait, let's talk about them.
I can do 17 crap movies too.
Central Intelligence. We ain't gonna talk about the Rock movies.
I forgot about that.
We ain't gonna talk about them Rock movies, boy.
Yeah, him and Kevin Hart were good now. Central Intelligence.
I heard they were coming out with the game plan too.
I was just kidding.
No, it was the Tooth Fairy 2. That's what you heard. That was the Tooth Fairy 2.
No. There you go.
Oh no.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and start the show, man. Y'all have a good show. I'll be in the back.
All right, Jay.
Play the clock. Oh, you already know what it is, man. Ooh and Jay, they coming through. Straight no chaser. Straight from the hip. Quick from the hip, don't need no script, just need a microphone. My man Coach Boo gon' take you to the entertainment zone. They got the stats, the this and that to keep this show on point. And when we're done, we have some fun and rock this funky joint. So if you will, sit back and chill, give us a chance to show ya. If one of y'all would like to call, we'll talk just like we know ya. We take control, then start the roll, and then there ain't no stopping. It's time to dip straight from the hip. Hey y'all, let's get it poppin'.
Hey, welcome to Straight from the Hip. I'm your host, Coach Gerald Boo Mitchell, coming to you live from the University of West Georgia. We're out here for football camp, FCA football camp. It's one of my favorite things that I really like to do and enjoy doing. The kids right now are at chapel. Last night I was at chapel with them. I sent a live video for Facebook to show it. Hey, Miss Ham, sent a live video for Facebook. Miss Ham, her son is actually out here with me. He's one of the players on our team, having a great kid.
Oh, you lost hope?
We can't hear you.
That sucks. Right at the beginning. Oh,
Okay. Anyway, hi. Technical difficulties on that one. We all know how Coach loves cell phones and technology these days. So, I'll be the host. I'm Travis. With my co-host Big Irv. And hey, look, it's Big J coming to save the day. So, it'll be the three of us until Coach, if and when, gets his stuff back up and running, and then we'll see what happens. Coach,
Am I back?
Okay.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. I went out and came back in.
Yes, you
Sorry
did.
about that, guys. That's what happens. College Wi-Fi. That's why folks out here be failing tests and stuff.
Oh, so that's the reason.
Yeah.
Okay. I should have
So
did that
anyway,
at school.
From the Chocolate City, we have the great Irving the Great. Is that what you're going by now? Irving the Great.
A little tan, a little better internet this time.
I hear. And also, as always, from Loganville, Georgia, we have Mr. Travis. Travis, how you doing today?
I don't live in Loganville. What are you talking about?
Where you live?
Decula.
That's the same thing. I mean, don't they touch each other?
No.
Don't Loganville and I thought you and Jason lived out there by each other, out there in Loganville.
We live like 15 minutes away from each other.
Oh, my bad. Excuse me. Excuse me for the major error.
That is a major error.
It's a huge error.
I'm doing well. Thank you.
How's Geraldine doing? Geraldine doing all right?
Ashley is doing fantastic. We are 3 weeks now, so getting closer every week. So Megan had a doctor's appointment on Friday, regular checkup type thing, and doctor said that Ashley was doing well and no problems or anything like that. So, TikTok.
You got the camera set up in the house for when she says it's time. My water broke and all that, so we can feel your reaction.
Nope.
We need to get that done. I'm gonna make that a priority. See if we can get that done this weekend.
Okay. Great. Yeah. I'll make sure and lock the door when you come by the house.
I hear you. What we starting with today, Travis?
What are we starting with? We're starting with the NBA. Topic number one. We'll just start it right off. Bucks up 3-2. Game 6 is tonight at Milwaukee. Let's get everyone's predictions right off the bat. Do we think Milwaukee wins tonight, or are we going to a Game 7, which I believe will be Thursday? So can the Bucks win tonight?
I called it earlier. I said it's going to be a Game 7. I think that somehow, somehow, some way, Chris Paul and his gang, Devin Booker, Ayton, all those guys are going to find a way to put it together so that they can get through the night and take it back to, take it back home to Phoenix and see if they can do it there. Now, I'm still sticking with my prediction that Milwaukee will win in a 7-game series, but I think we got a little bit more basketball left.
Oh,
Man, Phoenix is letting me down, but it's proven to me that Drew Holiday is probably the most valuable player of this whole finals. Now, will he win it? Nope.
No, he won't.
It's going to Giannis easily, hands down.
Yeah.
But when you look at how the Bucks actually are winning these playoff games, you can't overlook Drew Holiday. And I do want to stay with my son's winning projection, but it's not looking good for me right now.
Yeah, you said 6 games too. Remember that?
I did.
Yeah, so you already lost your money.
Yeah.
I'm the only one with live money, I believe. Travis said Phoenix is 6-2.
I think we all said 6. Kerry said 6-2.
I said 7. I said
7.
Bucks and 7.
Yeah, he said Bucks and 7. I said 6. You said 6, and Kerry I think said 5.
And by the way, y'all, Miss Kerry is missing tonight. She's temporarily disconnected. She got some personal things going on, and I know a lot of y'all were out there texting me today saying that when I put it out there, y'all said no. Everybody knows she's going out there to be with Chris Paul. In case they lose tonight, he gonna need a shoulder to cry on. Y'all leave that woman alone. Stop saying that stuff.
Look in the mirror.
Y'all stop saying that stuff about her and Chris Paul. I told you. I'm gonna say this one more time. There is nothing to do with love between Kerry and Chris Paul. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. So all y'all that think that they're in love, y'all stop that right now. It got nothing to do with love. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that.
The coach, your Bitcoin don't count. Damn.
I think we all know if Miss Kerry was here, I think we all know she would take the Suns in 7. So you know.
Yeah, she will now. She took him in 6 to start, but she'll take him in 8 if they.
As long as they still alive, baby. As long as they still alive. But no, I know.
She'll take me the way she can get them now.
Look, no matter what, man, I rather thoroughly enjoy these playoffs, man.
I agree.
We'll talk about that. I don't know. I mean, I'm just telling you, not being a basketball fan, this has brought me back some to basketball because, like you said, I mean, I think it's been better off. But, now they're talking about adding that new play-in stuff. And we'll have to talk about that on another show and see if you think how you think that's going to impact this. I mean, one of the things that I've always disliked about basketball and baseball is the whole series thing. I mean, football just one game. I mean, they don't play a series. It's just one game. And I think that whole do or die element is a good thing. When it's basketball, you got 4 best out of 7 or best out of 5 and all that other kind of stuff. Dude, I think that takes away a little bit of the anxiety and the excitement because, if we win, we always lose the first game. That's what a lot of people feel about it. And so it's like, why do I even start watching until about at least game 4 or, at least game 5 or whatever. So we need to talk about that and see how we feel about how that's going to impact the NBA playoffs going forward.
Yeah, we can have that discussion, another, maybe in the off season or something like that. The one thing.
Well, the off season could be later on tonight.
I agree. But if they don't have the series, then it becomes very much like the NCAA tournament. And I know one person that is in our show that would absolutely hate that. Big J over here would hate to have one and dones. So that's one of his biggest things about the NCAA tournament. But we can hash that out for another day, I guess.
But it's all about money. Come on now.
Oh, there ain't no doubt. I mean, there ain't no doubt about it. I agree with you totally.
If they wanted to make best of 9, they would do that.
Oh, y'all are probably big pop out.
No. I don't mind one of Dunn's. I hate the fact that college basketball is trash because all the players that stay don't go to the league and they play like trash. That's why I don't like college basketball. It looks like trash. But don't get me wrong, NBA looks like trash now too. So I guess I can't even hold that hat up no more.
It's the one and done's.
Yeah, I agree. But it's the one and done's in college. That's NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, even the Golden Boy didn't have a good season in my estimation. Oh, Big Boy, he didn't in Memphis or not Memphis. Where was he? New Orleans.
So you talking about Zion?
Zion. He didn't have that great of a year, and they said, well, he was hurt. Well, that might be one of the reasons why he's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Because his body hadn't even acclimated to the college game yet, let alone be trying to acclimate to the pro game.
And to me, I think that's what's wrong with a lot of the one and dones. They don't use the game differential and the preparation to their advantage. When they go to college, they just show up thinking it's just another game, and then they're gonna do that when they get to the pros, and it's a whole another ball game when that 40th game comes.
I'm with you. We'll definitely have a show talking about this stuff because I would love to hear some of your expertise on that. Travis, what we got next?
What we have next, number 2 on our list. If the Suns were to lose, whether that be tonight or possibly a Game 7, Bucks win the series, would this hurt the legacy of CP3?
Irvin.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
Why?
But okay, so I think his legacy was already kind of in the crapper just because he got hurt at the wrong time every year in the playoffs.
Wow.
So I think that it shows if he's healthy or if he had been healthy, he could be a final contender every year. But we'll never know. But the crazy thing is I think his injuries in the past in the playoffs, that gave him a stigma of not being successful in the playoffs. If we looking at it right now, I don't want to say semi-healthy because he missed a couple games, but I mean he's playing. They're in the finals. Everywhere he's gone, he's won. So I mean it's that's not up to debate on that part of it.
Well, first of all, if was a fifth, we'll all be drunk. So I ain't trying to hear about all this if he wasn't hurt.
Yeah.
There you go. Here's my thing, Herb. I mean, are you saying that it won't hurt his legacy because his legacy has already been written as a loser?
As a loser?
I mean, is that what you're saying?
So you saying like Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, those guys are losers too?
Well, I mean, my whole point is that I don't think they're losers, but I mean, some people say about some of the folks that didn't ever win a trophy that losers seem to be a very, very tough thing to say because obviously they won games because some of them played in championship series, just like Chris Paul is now. He just didn't win the chip.
But that's crazy because you're relying on 14 other people. Like with Dan Marino, he was relying on 51 other players.
I agree. But I mean, a lot of times he carried 51 other players. I mean, he was the lone engine a lot of times in a lot of those games that he played in. He didn't have a whole lot of help a lot of times.
I mean, you can say that about Chris Paul because a lot of those players that haven't played with him, they ain't been successful without him.
And maybe so, but that's what I'm trying to say. That's the whole thing about his legacy. I mean, I think that he's gonna carry the moniker of if it were to happen, the moniker of a guy who never could win the ship. And you think about guys like the or teams like the Buffalo Bills. And oh gosh, who was their quarterback, Travis?
Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly.
Thank you. I knew it was Jim. I couldn't think his last name. You know, Jim Kelly, I think, kind of carries that thing like Chris Paul will carry it if he doesn't get this championship. And that, you know, you went there all those times, but you never could get it. I mean, did that keep Jim Kelly from getting in the Hall of Fame? No. Is it going to keep Chris Paul from getting in the Hall of Fame? I don't believe it will. But I think that moniker of still getting there all those times and never winning is going to be kind of hard for him to live with.
Okay. Well, I'll put my 2 cents in before we move on to the topic. I don't think this is going to hurt his legacy. This is what, his first time he's ever been in the NBA Finals, right? Yep. So at least he can say he made it there. There's a lot of Hall of Fame players that are considered some of the greats that they at least made the finals, didn't win it, but made it. You know, like you said, Charles Barkley, Reggie Miller. I'm not too good on like
both those guys went one time. That was it.
Chris Paul's only went one time, but people still look at them as being, you know, good Hall of Fame, some of the best basketball players in the world. Like, you don't always have to win a championship to be a Hall of Famer or to be one of the best ever. So I would say if he'd never gotten to the finals ever, maybe you could make that argument, but at least he made it to the finals. I think his legacy solidified as one of the best point guards in NBA history. If he doesn't win it, so be it. There's been a lot of other guys that have never won a title in the NBA. All
right, well, let's move on, Travis.
Yep. Topic number 3. Hey, Kareem, are you gonna some egg with that crow?
If you saw the comments from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kareem really went in on the BUCS and said that there's no way that this BUCS team could possibly win a championship. And here they are on the brink of it tonight. So I wonder if Kareem #1 is even going to be in the arena. Here it is, Jay. Go ahead and play it, Jay.
Oh, he'll be front row.
Oh, he'll be front row, absolutely.
Yeah, him and Big O.
I thought Jason was getting ready to play it. But he really went in hard on him and saying there was no way possible that this BUCS team could ever win a championship. And so, again, I was just wondering, like you said, if he's going to be in the building and how he'll feel if he's in the building actually when it happens. What do you think, Irv?
I can't wait. He'll be front. I knew they were going to win it. Milwaukee.
Some 50-odd years ago, the Bucks and Suns had to flip a coin to see who would get the opportunity to draft me. This time, I'm taking charge of it. Bucks and 6, Fear the Deer.
Oh boy!
He said.
That's not the video he talking about.
No, that must be the new one.
He did that earlier today. Bucks and 6.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait a minute.
That's
the backtrack. Oh, that is the backtrack. Oh, okay.
Oh, I hear you. Well,
he probably didn't even have no Milwaukee T-shirt. He probably just bought that from the Gap because they had them on sale.
That's a big time backtrack because he talked bad about them the other day.
Oh man, I missed that one. I'm gonna look for it.
Yeah, go ahead, Travis. Let's move on.
I think he will be in the stands as well. I think they'll show him on ABC within the first 5 minutes of their coverage.
Oh yeah,
they'll have a picture on there and be like, "Hey, look who's here!" to see if they can win. So
I mean, everybody knows he's an icon. I mean, you can't take that away from that man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
He was a beast when he played with the BUCS, and even a bigger beast with the Lakers. And so he's the guy. He just made a bad prediction.
Yep. Next up, Wes Unseld, the new head coach.
Unseld.
Oh, whatever. That guy, Unseld, is the new head coach for the Washington Wizards. I've never heard of him, so you two have at it.
Oh, that's Wes's boy. That's why I gave it to him for Chocolate City. That's your new guy, Wes. Are y'all calling him the Imperial Wizard?
Hey, come on now. Wes was the Bullet, Junior's the Wizard coach. But listen, I saw a few interviews with them talking to him about his legacy with his dad being a Bullet in the past. And it got to the point where his face just like got real stale. Like, all right, I'm tired of hearing about my dad, this. Let's talk about how I'm going to make this team better. And it's just the legacy of your father with the Bullets and the '78 championship. Like, what does that make you a better coach? How does that make you a better coach? And he's just like, I mean, like stale face. I don't know. The one thing that I do like about this hire is it's not a name hire because he has multiple years of assistant coaching under his belt. The players in Denver actually wanted him to take over instead of him getting this job in Washington. He was assistant coach in Denver, but at one point he was also assistant coach in Washington, and he was also a WNBA assistant coach as well. So he has a lot of time under his belt. I don't think this is a quick just name hire because he was the last coach hired out of all the free agent coaches. I mean, the opening coaching position. So I think they tried to make this as legit as possible. Even though all the fans here wanted two specific coaches, I think they really, really tried to hire him just because of what he learned as an assistant coach.
Okay. I really put that in here for you because you're the guy. I mean, I don't know that much about him at all. I read some stuff today. I just think it's interesting, too, that the last three coaches now have been all black coaches that have been picked, for the NBA positions, too, which is something that I wanted to bring a note to because you know how we struggle with that in football for whatever the reason, getting black head coaches. But in basketball, it seems to be like, that's the thing to do. So that's another reason why I kind of brought it up because just to show the difference between the NBA and the NFL, which we know there are millions of differences, but this is just another one of them.
And then also, there were 7 job openings. 6 of them were black coaches.
There you go.
I think the only one that wasn't was the Rick Carlisle hire in Indiana.
Well, if you don't count Steve Nash, I guess.
No, Steve Nash is old.
After Nash, yeah.
Oh, I'm just talking about this year right now.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so out of the 7 positions, it was 6 of them.
Travis, what we got next?
Space Jam. The new one came out on Friday with LeBron. Pump it, dump it.
I would love to see some of the people do comments. I can't see the comments on my phone, but I would love to see people in the chat, if anybody's seen it, to give your feedback. I haven't seen it yet. I'm not sure if and or when I will see it. One of the reasons I don't want to see it is just from the stuff I've seen with LeBron acting has bothered me. And I think it's going to be a tough watch for me. And like Jason alluded to when we spoke about this right before the show, I'm not saying Michael Jordan did a great job either, because he didn't. It's kind of like Kyrie Irving when he was being Uncle Drew. I mean, I thought his acting was horrible, as was Reggie Miller's and Shaq's and every other NBA player that played there, because they're not actors. But I don't know why, like I said, I guess I was maybe, like Jason said, expecting a little bit more out of LeBron, thinking that, he was going to learn from Michael Jordan's mistakes. It looks like he not only repeated Michael Jordan's mistakes, he added a bunch of his own mistakes to it as well. So it looks to me like it's going to be very corny and all that kind of stuff, which, you expect that. But anyway, I don't know. Irv, I think you've already seen it. What do you think?
So I have seen it, and I put a review out for it. And I'll just say this. The story made more sense this time than the Space Jam movie did. Okay. So the one thing that I hated, and I'm glad it got fixed toward the end, LeBron's acting at the very beginning of the movie, before he became a cartoon character, was so tragic.
It's bad.
It looked like it was forced, and it got on my nerves so bad to the point I almost walked out. But I said, you know what? I got to stick it through. I want to do the entire movie. But it seemed like when he became a cartoon character, he just like went with the flow, and it felt so much better.
Yeah.
But that beginning, like it was like just it looked like he was a robot. Not like, you know when they say don't act like you're reading a script when you're in front of the camera. It looked like he was just reading from a script and being filmed doing it.
Yeah.
And it was just hideous. And but
you know what you did?
What's
you
that?
Gave the cartoonist for LeBron. He gonna get an Academy Award now.
No, because they had. No, I'm saying like, all right, so his voice acting, and then like there was a couple skits when he was still himself going on while he was a cartoon character. It felt like it was just he was going with the flow, and it felt more realistic, and it felt like he was actually acting than when he was force acting at the beginning of the movie.
Wow. Travis, have you seen it?
I have. I saw it Saturday night.
Well, give your thoughts.
Yeah. It wasn't for me. It was a rough watch. I almost stopped watching about 3/4 of the way in because it's tough. So, but I stuck it out. It got better at the end, but it wasn't for me. And I was kind of looking forward to it. I thought the previews looked pretty good, and yeah, it's definitely a kids movie. Nothing wrong with that because it should be. So little kids are gonna love it. But yeah, it did nothing for me.
Well, first of all, your ass need to get used to watching kids movies.
Hey, I'm trying to get all the non-kid movies out now before it actually comes. So
I hear you.
Like Jungle Cruise coming July 30th.
No.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rate it?
10 being like absolutely fantastic, 1 being it was the worst movie ever.
Yeah, that's normally the way you do it from 1 to 10.
I'm just asking because some people have weird things. I don't know, it's like a 4 or 5, something like that.
Wow. 1 to 10.
So I had to do 2 different ones. So as a real movie, I gave it a 4, but for my enjoyment, I gave it a 6.
Okay, but no higher than a 6 either way. Okay. All right, moving right along, Travis. What we got?
Next up, we're heading to the NFL. The NFL asked all of the executives if they would rank, how they would rank their top 10 quarterbacks, running backs, and wide receivers. I can pull up that list in just a second, and I will start with the quarterbacks here. Oh, Jason's already got it, so that way I don't have to pull it up. Thank you, Jason. So these are the quarterbacks.
Lord, that quarterback list, boy. A lot of names on there that coach ain't gonna like.
Read them off, Trav, from the bottom up.
Bottom up, so 10, Kyler Murray.
Oh, yeah, I don't like him in my top 10.
Number 9, Justin Herbert.
Maybe.
Number 8, Lamar I Can't Throw Jackson.
No, Travis, don't do that. That's your boy, Travis. That's your boy. Don't do that, Travis.
Number 7, Dak Prescott.
He should be in the top 10 somewhere, probably.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Number 6, Matthew I'm Overpaid Stafford.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, okay, keep reading.
Number 5, Josh Allen.
Just keep moving.
4, Russell Wilson. 3, Tom Brady. 2, Aaron Rodgers. 1, Mahomes.
I mean, you know, when you're going 1 through 4, I mean, you could it will be those 4 guys regardless of how you choose to rank them. I mean, a lot of people put Brady at number 1 because he's the GOAT, and you know, so there's some argument there. I think my quarrel is with the remainder of the list.
Right.
You know, having Matthew Stafford at 6, and I like Matthew Stafford. I told you I like him as a guy. He's a good guy, good person, that kind of thing. I don't like him as being the number 6 best quarterback, if that's what we're talking about here, in the league. Now, they might be ranking it based on his contract and his value for the money that he's being paid. I mean, I don't know exactly what they're putting into their calculation that has him up that high. If he was somewhere around 9 or 10, and trying to battle with Kyler Murray or battle with Justin Herbert or somebody like that, I might can buy that. But all the way up at 6, and who's 7, 8? Who is 7 and 8, Travis?
7, Dak Prescott.
See, to have him above Dak Prescott
It's laughable.
Is terrible. Yeah,
that's
I
what
agree
I'm
with that.
That was the one thing I hated on that list. How Stafford was, where Stafford was.
And number 8 is Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, see, I mean, and again, I could have him above Lamar Jackson, but I don't know about Lamar Jackson at 8 either. I mean, maybe Lamar Jackson ain't making that much money, and yet he's getting to the playoffs, and so maybe for an executive, they're like, okay, that's a steal right there. So, I mean, maybe that's the way they're looking at it. I don't know. What say you, Irv?
Now, the crazy thing is, where's Deshaun Watson on this list?
Real quick, it says on the bottom that they took Deshaun Watson off of the list. That it says Deshaun Watson was excluded from the list given with the uncertainty of the status of the season.
So I think the issue is they just took him off and put Stafford in there and just let's put the list out.
Wow. I don't know that if he was in there, if he'd be at number 6. I would hope he'd be at number 5, right behind that other top 4.
Well, after the season that Josh Allen had, everybody's all on the Josh Allen bandwagon right now.
I know one season.
Yeah.
One season.
Because we can say the same thing about Herbert. We don't know.
I agree, but that's why I was okay with him being around 9. I mean, if he's around the bottom, I'm okay with that. Yeah. But like you said, Josh Allen's up there way too high.
Absolutely. Not Josh Allen's not too high. Stafford is.
Both of them are.
So I'm trying to think who else is not on the list that you would add.
Hey, look here, my man. Russell Wilson's way too low. Russell Wilson should at least be above Brady. At least above Brady. Hey,
chill
I don't care what y'all say. Them playoff games is terrible with Brady. Stop it.
Chill out.
That defense won that Super Bowl. Stop it.
I agree with Jason on that, but
man he killed it on the torn MCL. I don't want that.
But you're talking about like one season for some of these guys versus a lifetime when you're talking about Brady. I mean, the man's been in damn near 20 years, and he's still winning Super Bowls. I mean, that's got to account for something.
Right. But I know why they got Mahomes at the top. I mean, that was obvious.
Well, I mean, he's that guy. Absolutely. A lot of people would argue that Mahomes hasn't been doing it for a couple of years.
Right.
I mean, look at Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers been around a whole lot longer. So, like I said, that's again, what are you looking at? So, anyway, what's the next position we're going to talk about?
Real quick, our review asked who are some other guys that are probably, close to 10. I don't know, right? They only showed the top 10.
Don't say Ryan or Tannehill.
Thank you. Don't say either one of them.
And he about to say the first 2 names on the list. What?
My first 2 names are Ryan and Ryan Tannehill.
Nobody in Ohio either.
I wasn't going to say Baker, and I wasn't going to say
I forgot about Baker.
Not up there. I wasn't going to say either one of those.
Okay.
It wasn't going to happen.
I forgot about Baker. I'm surprised they didn't put Baker on the list. That's surprising.
I'm not surprised.
They also did running backs. Here we go. We'll go 10-1 again. Number 10, Josh Jacobs. Number 9, Joe Mixon.
Josh Jacobs, the Vegas running back.
I know that. I'm joking. Like I know. Keep going. That's crazy.
number 9, Joe Mixon. 8, Aaron Jones. Excuse me, Aaron Jones. 7, Zeke. 6, Barkley, Saquon. 5, Christian McCaffrey. 4, Nick Chubb. 3, Dalvin Cook. 2, Alvin Kamara. 1, Derrick Henry.
Not in my book.
Yeah, this is an interesting list.
Yeah.
It is because, number one, you got such a mixture of backs. You know, you've got these Alvin Kamaras and McCaffreys and people who are equal pass catchers as much as they are runners. And then you got Derrick Henry, who I don't think has ever caught a ball in his NFL career over 5 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Hey, I think that Josh Norman stiff arm was a catch, wasn't it?
Yeah, you got that right. But I mean, the bottom line is you got guys here who, you know, run post routes. I mean, Alvin Kamara sometimes is catching balls 60 yards down the field. And I mean, I just don't know how you do this, you know, even have a list like this that tries to encompass, you know, both of these kinds of backs and pit them against one another. You know, if you want to compare Derrick Henry to Zeke and to, you know, Joe Mixon or Nick Chubb and have kind of that list, and then have another list that has McCaffrey and Kamara and folks like that on it, then I'm with it. But to try to squeeze all these guys in a list like this, I think it's just a catastrophe, which is what this list is in my eyes.
Yeah. And for me, it's kind of hard. Like, Josh Jacobs had an amazing rookie year. And Jay put up no love for Antonio Gibson. He was a rookie last year. You're not going to throw him on the list. He didn't have an explosive year. So, and then J.D. McKissick had a better year than he did. So, I running backs is a little tough just because outside of the top, let's just say 8 after Aaron Jones, it's basically a toss-up. Like, you can flip around the top 8, whatever. Well, Derrick Henry's number 1 for me. But right. 2 through 8, it's like you can flip a coin and say, all right, he's going to be 2. All right, he's going to be 3. Because it's what are you going to do?
I totally agree. I think Henry's definitely 1. I think you're right between 2 through 8. I think that's kind of just like the next section. And then I think you have like 9 to like 15 or 16 is then the next group. And you're just kind of flipping a coin and picking whoever. I'm a little surprised Chubb's that high. I wouldn't have had him that high. But, you know, he's better than he's definitely in that 2 to 8 group. So, you know, that is what it is. I don't have a problem really with 1 through 8, you know, other than maybe I would have put Nick Chubb just slightly, you know, at 6 or something like that, or 7.
Well,
but
I got a big problem with this list, like I said. And where in the hell is Chris Carson?
That is one guy. I would take Chris Carson over Josh Jacobs. That was the one guy I would say should have been in the top 10.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how he didn't get on this list. And I would take Alvin Kamara over Derrick Henry any day. Any day. I think Alvin Kamara is a whole lot more valuable with the stuff that he can do than Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is a one-trick pony. And
right.
Alvin Kamara is a
can't stop that one-trick pony.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't stop that one-trick pony, though.
Yeah, well, I mean,
for what, 2 or 3 years running?
Are you stepping in front and tackling that one-trick pony?
No, but I'm gonna give you this. That one-trick pony got about 2 years left of doing that.
That's all right. We're talking about 2021 right now, though.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking 2021, and Alvin Kamara's one bad step and a torn ACL from his career. You know,
and what's gonna happen to Derrick Henry if he tears his ACL? You crazy as hell. He'd be out. He'd be gone just as bad. So don't give me that crap, Travis. Any running back that tears his ACL, ask what's the name, Gurley. Any running back tears his ACL is done. So you forget that.
Miss PB, I was about to ask that same question. Are you guys surprised that McCaffrey's only at 5? I would have thought he would have been probably 2 or 3.
Well, no, I if you look at this list though, and the people that they have on this list, it doesn't surprise me that he's at 5. I mean, you know, it surprised me a little bit that they had him over Saquon, because the healthy Saquon Barkley is the best of both worlds. I mean, that dude is a Derrick Henry that does the Alvin Kamara type stuff.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay. Well, last up, we do have a wide receiver one as well. So Jason will get that all situated here in just a second, I'm sure. I I think we did. I think I looked at the list and I did see Coach's boy on there.
I guarantee you ain't got none of my boys on there.
Okay, number 10, AJ Brown. Number 9, DK Metcalf. Number 8, Michael Thomas. Number 7, Mike Evans. Number 6, Keenan Allen. Number 5, Julio Jones. 4, Tyreek Hill. 3, Stephon Diggs. 2, DeAndre Hopkins. And 1 is Devontae Adams.
I'm going to let you go first, Irv.
I'm just going to say this. I don't like Devontae Adams at number 1. DeAndre Hopkins is proven to be one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, hands down, no question. The whole time I was looking at this list, number 1 and number 10 was the two that made me scratch my head. Like, would I put those guys at 1? No, not over Hopkins. But I couldn't think of anybody else that I would put over AJ Brown that's not on the list at this moment. Maybe Chris Godson, maybe. But the list is killing me because it's a lot more real estate for the wide receivers than any other position.
I don't want anybody to talk to me about that quarterback list and about what Tom Brady is when you got Julio's old ragged behind on there for no other reason than what he's done in the past. And I mean, that's a damn shame that y'all gonna sit up here and where's Julio? Number 6?
Number 5.
Number 5. I mean, Julio should be like at number 15, somewhere. If they ought to have Ridley or somebody like that on there before they have Julio's ass on there. Julio ain't done nothing in a minute. And for him to be on there and y'all to sit up here and like this list is ridiculous. I mean, that is just a damn shame that, like I said, as many times on this show, as I pointed out, how they take Julio out when they get in the damn red zone and things like that. I've shown you where they've done. I've shown you how he runs terrible damn fade routes and whatnot when he's down in the red zone. And I mean, I'm gonna tell you, I'm honestly really surprised that they don't have somebody like Odell Beckham on here. I mean, I was really surprised that I didn't see him on there, other than the fact that all the executives in the NFL hate his ass. I mean, that's why he's not on here. But I'm just keeping it real. I mean, were you guys not surprised that he wasn't on this list?
I wasn't surprised because of injury.
I thought he was going to be like 9 or 10. I thought Odell was just going to barely make it.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, I would have thought that he would just barely make it, but I guess that really goes to show you how they just don't like him. I also would have thought that maybe a DK Metcalf would have been a little bit higher.
That's the one. That's my guy right there. That I think he's too low. I mean, I was really shocked to see him that low. So, but Julio way up there at number 6 and got DK Metcalf at number 9. I mean, if I'm DK Metcalf, I'm laughing. I'm like, boy, I'm gonna hurt y'all this next contract. I'm telling you that right now. I mean, that's crazy to me that they have him that high. And knowing his ass ain't gonna play but another year anyway. I mean, he got 1, maybe 2 in him, maybe 2 left in him.
Now I got a guy that is never going to be on the list, but now that I thought about it for a little bit, should at least be 10, and it's never talked about. Courtland Sutton. Courtland Sutton. See? Now, when you look at Courtland Sutton, he's been consistent since his rookie year. He's been one of the top wide receivers, but nobody watches Denver. So how is he going to be on one of these lists?
Didn't he tear his ACL like the beginning of the season last year? So he didn't play a lot last year.
Yeah, he didn't play a lot last year.
Okay.
But I can we say the same thing about Julio.
Well, wouldn't it take
Julio's got at least longevity, though.
Wouldn't it take a good quarterback to throw him enough balls to catch him? Because they damn sure have a good quarterback in Denver.
But let's ask DeAndre Hopkins that same question before this year.
Yeah, but DeAndre Hopkins before this year was getting the ball from doggone
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun
Before
Watson.
that.
DeAndre still would have been top 5 in the league, though. Even when he had those terrible quarterbacks, he was still top 5.
Yeah.
I'm not taking Cortland Sutton in the top 10. Not right now. If he ever had a good quarterback, he may be there, but there's no way that's going on. Not anything that he has right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he only played 1 game last year.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
After that Pro Bowl year he had.
His rookie numbers were okay, 704 touchdowns. That's nothing to like moan about for a rookie. There's nothing wrong with that at all, but it's not top 10. That 19 seasons put, over 1,000 yards is very, very good. I'd like to see those touchdowns a little bit more, but that's good. I still would. I don't think top 10. He's not.
Somebody read that comment Miss Peavy just put up. I couldn't see it.
Really not good enough to be on there too. Early for him at this list.
He damn sure good enough to be on there if you go put Julio's ass on there. I can tell you that right now.
I think I'd take Ridley over Cortland Sutton.
And then Travis
been carrying the damn load in Atlanta.
And then Travis, when you think about it, how many top number 1 guys has more than 10 touchdowns?
I'd have to look.
It's not a lot when you think about it. A lot of those touchdowns are going to the tight ends and the number 2 and 3 receivers.
I can tell you this much: it damn sure ain't Julio. I know that damn much.
like a Thielen or a Jefferson.
Man, please.
Yeah,
Julio's ass ain't had double-digit touchdowns since when?
Around 1998.
Exactly. Somebody look that up. Travis, what we got next?
What do we have next? Aaron Rodgers.
Guys, are y'all hearing this about how they offered him all this money and they thought that was going to do it? But now they're saying, I heard a report today that they're saying there might be a way that they can work this out. I don't know what that's going to entail. What do y'all think? Does he work it out? Does he stay in Green Bay?
They still got to draft a weapon in the first round.
Well, that it ain't gonna be this year.
He's out of here.
You think he's out of?
I think he's gonna try to find a way out. If not this year, next.
This year or next year?
I want to say next year.
I think so too. I think he's gonna play for Green Bay this year, but I think this will be his last year in Green Bay.
Yeah.
You think he will play, Travis?
This year for Green Bay, yes. I think he will play. Yes.
Interesting. I don't think he's gonna play.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, he might just sit. I don't know what he's gonna do, but I don't. I got a feeling he's not going to play.
He said Murray Cooper at number 10.
Yeah, no.
We're not going to do that.
Yeah, no.
He's terrible.
He's a great route runner, but he had a Julio issue last couple of years.
Unfortunate news that came out today. Cam Akers tore his Achilles today, or yesterday, because the news came out today. So he's going to be gone for the season. Tough break for him. Starting running back for the LA Rams. So they may be, having some problems with this injury with Cam Akers.
Yeah, that's tragic news. I mean, anytime you hear something like that, guys, if you've ever seen somebody or known somebody who's torn an Achilles tendon, number one, it's one of the most painful injuries that you'll ever have. And then, number two, it's just I hate that for that franchise because they're a franchise that really uses their running game. And so it's that's because a lot of guys don't run the ball as good, as well, or as much as they try to do it. And they've been doing it pretty well with him in there. And I mean, how in the world are you going to replace that? I mean, that's a tremendous loss for a football team this time of year.
Yeah, and I had a bruised Achilles, and it was one of the most painful things that I've ever felt in my entire life. And it took me off the basketball court for 2 years, so I'm fearful of a torn one. But yeah, like you said, like this is another thing for Stafford that is not going to help him out at all. And Jay, I don't like the fact that first highlight was against Washington, but we're gonna talk later. But yeah, this hit home. That hurts. That hurts the Rams right there.
Yeah, I just and I think they said he did it. I can't remember if they said he did it riding a bicycle or something.
Yeah.
Or had a bicycle accident, and that's what did it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He was a rookie last year, so he had his games where he was good and his games that he struggled, just like every rookie does, especially running back. I thought he was going to have a pretty decent season. Nothing spectacular, but a very quality starting running back. So stinks for him and the Rams in general. I don't know how their depth is. I know they got Darrell Henderson, but I don't know what else they got left back there in running backs.
Look out for Adrian Peterson. He's coming.
Wouldn't shock me.
Let's hope not.
He'll do those 1-year contracts, get that money in those yards.
I know, but bless his heart. I hope not.
Last on the NFL docket before we head to the Olympics. New York Jets assistant coach Greg Knapp is in life-threatening injuries from a bicycle accident.
Dude, can you believe that? I mean, how bad are the New York Jets as far as their luck is concerned when it just seems like this kind of stuff always happens to them? I mean, one of their top assistant coaches is in the hospital fighting for his life over a bicycle accident. I mean, that's just crazy to me how it seems like, their luck always runs that way. And, obviously we're wishing, him and his family, the best and that he's healed and whatnot. But I just saw that on the highlights because I hadn't heard anything about it. And so I just wanted to bring it to the show. And it's just kind of amazing how that bad luck streak seems to follow the New York Jets.
Yeah, man. And it's insane because for some reason a lot of these injuries are coming around with bikes now. Yeah, Cam Akers, we just got finished talking about, now the Jets assistant coach. And then also I was reading the other day that Ray Allen had a bike incident that he said his helmet saved him.
Wow.
Like, this is insane.
Well, I can tell you one thing about the reason why the bike injuries, because cars don't pay no attention to bikes, so they have no respect for a bicycle out there. I tell people all the time, I ride my bicycle on the sidewalk, and all you sidewalk people who get mad when I'm riding my bike on the sidewalk, y'all go to hell. Because bottom line is that I'm going to keep riding my bike on the sidewalk. I'm not going to be out there trying to make somebody respect me when they're driving a damn 2-ton vehicle and I'm on a damn, a 12-ounce bicycle, and you sitting up here trying to fight me for the road and texting while you're driving and all that other stuff. Man, you crazy. Y'all are crazy as hell if you're riding a bicycle on the road with cars out there and all the stuff that they're doing, taking notes and watching TV and doing all this other stuff while they're driving. Hell no, I'm not getting on that road. I can tell you that now.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. It's nuts.
Absolutely. Next up, last topic, Olympics. Starts on Friday. First, we got two things on this. One, who's going to be watching?
Is anybody going to watch the Olympics? I mean, I knew Travis was. God dang it. I wrote down in my notes, I said, Travis will be watching. Travis, who is the mascot for the Olympics this year? What's the name?
I don't care.
They always have some little stuffed animal. That's the mascot. I figured you knew everything about the Olympics because you're the only one, Travis. Don't nobody else give a damn about these Olympics. What? I mean, they were talking on TV the other day about shutting the whole thing down. Dude, they got folks in there sleeping on cardboard boxes. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that story?
Yeah, I saw
They got them jokers sleeping on car. You got to get out and go run a marathon tomorrow in the Olympics. So after a night on a cardboard box. That's a damn shame.
So not only am I going to watch, I will watch the gymnastics, every single track and field event, the basketball, men's and women's. I'll watch wrestling. I'll watch weightlifting. I'll watch the any type of track and field, pole vaulting, any of that. I'm watching it all. I
You
don't
see them
think there's
Olympic
one-
beds right there. Jason showing me them Olympic beds.
Look, that's high tech quality right there. I don't know
That's
what you're
it
talking
right
about.
there now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And let me take that one box on the off on the bottom, and that thing got a nice little lean.
I know it.
They gotta
They'll
get
be selling those over here
Ooh.
pretty soon. Made in China.
But you're gonna have people on Amazon buying their own bed.
There you go. Made in Tokyo.
Better not be made in China. It's not gonna get through.
Dude, that is crazy. Over there sleeping on doggone cardboard boxes. Anyway, the last thing on there is, guys, what happened to the damn men's basketball team? Does anybody really believe that Kevin Love all of a sudden came up with some injury that he said he had and this and that? Kevin Love looked at it and said, man, I'm finna get the hell out of here. Ain't no way I want to be mentioned with this team.
Look, that's crazy. That's nuts.
I think so too. I think so too. I think it's crazy.
I don't even know why he was named in the first place, but that's
Me
another
either.
story.
I
That's
mean,
another story.
that was the first story, was the fact that he was even named.
Because first of all, he ain't played. He's been hurt.
And Kevin Love ain't never been that good to me. I'm just telling you that right now. I mean, I know he had a set shot that he shoot 3-pointers. You know, it didn't even get any air on his feet when he shot the ball. But the bottom line is that at one time he was a marksman. That lasted for about a year and a half, and then after that, that was about it. That game I saw him playing not too long ago, he was terrible in the men's basketball. This group here, the Olympic team, he was awful. He shot about 3 shots and didn't hit any of them. And now they got a bunch of no names, this and that. I'm actually, if there's any part of the Olympics I'll watch that, and I would cheer for them. Cause I would love to have a bunch of no names go out there and win it. When LeBron said no and AD said no, and you know, hopefully, cause they got enough help out there. You know, you still got Dame Doll out there, and you still got a couple guys out there, Kevin Durant, who gonna, you know, take them through. But they still got to have a little bit of support, and I hope these no-name guys can give them enough support to go ahead and bring home the gold.
Well, they said as of now they only have 6 people that's ready to go.
Wow.
You still got 3 that's playing in the finals right now, but like Zach LaVine might not go because he tested with some tracing. Bradley Beal got COVID, so he's not going.
Yeah.
I mean, they behind the 8 ball right now.
I know. Leave it to the damn Wizards player to be messing stuff up.
Come on now.
I mean, that's it. That's it, Herb. I mean, it's, you know, I mean, that's your people. I'm not talking about black people. I'm talking about Chocolate City people.
Come on, we're not gonna do that. Look,
Slow down,
Jay, help me out, Jay.
Yeah, slow down, Coach. Slow down. You pump your brakes. You're not gonna go to Chocolate City like that. You ain't gonna do Chocolate City like that. Slow down. You're going through a lot, man.
So what we're saying is, if the USA doesn't win gold, it's all Washington's fault then, right?
Exactly. That's what he's saying.
Pretty much.
Because of the 7th man on the bench. Thank you.
Pretty
Coach.
much. Well, Jay, as always, we appreciate you. Great job with the stuff in the back. I wish you could have found Kareem talking that trash.
I did find it a little bit later. He was talking crazy.
Yeah, dude, he was. I mean, I was shocked at the comments he made. But in any event, folks, we got to get out of here. I got to get over and head to our team huddle that we have every night about this time. They're texting me, telling me they're on the way to the room now. So I'm going to head over there and get involved in that. This is where we, you know, kind of really bring it out of the kids. Right now we're doing one word that would change your life. So I tell you what, it's kind of fun, you know, thinking about that kind of stuff and seeing what these kids come up with as well. So they have to explain it and say it and explain why they chose that word and that kind of thing. So it's a pretty big thing for us, and it's a big thing for these kids. So I got to get out of here. Thank everybody for tuning in. I saw Miss Peavy and a bunch of other folks on here tonight, so we appreciate you all. Thank you, Jay, Travis, Irv. We'll see you guys next week. Good night, Miss Francis.
Straight from the hip.
See you all next week. Peace.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it.